Hello students, how are you? I am Professor Umesh K. Gaikwad, Department of Information Technology, KK Institute of Engineering Education and Research. Today we will see one new topic from the subject Ubiquitous Computing. Our today's topic is Addressing Privacy of UbiCom. Before starting the session, we have to check objectives associated with today's lecture. We are having four objectives. Our main objective is to understand necessary steps for addressing privacy in the UbiCom. Along with that, we are having some more objectives, just like to gather the information to understand the application, to define various threat models and privacy risk model, and to understand limitation of privacy provision. Now we will start our today's topic. First step while addressing privacy in the UbiCom, it is understand your application. Before defining the privacy policies or privacy expectation, we have to understand our application thoroughly. We have to collect information from the scenario. We have to understand working style of our application. We have to also identify that what kind of process should be there through which people can access the system and actually how people are using the system. So what is expected so we have to focus on how people expect you to use your application and how are people actually using your application. We have to also understand what kind of data we should share and what kind of data sharing or data controlling mechanism will be there with the application. One more thing in understanding your application is you have to focus on value sensitive model. Value sensitive model focuses on one more very important thing, that is identifying various attributes associated with your application. We have to identify stakeholders, their values and beliefs. We have to also identify the social environment in which we are going to deploy the application. And along with that, at the end, we should identify hidden values associated with the technological solution. In the second stage, we have to define our problem of privacy carefully. While defining the problem, we have to take help from two types of models. First one is the threat model and second one is the privacy risk model. In the threat model, we have to collect various information from the user so that we can define style of the intruder and pattern of the intruder. Our main focus is on what kind of privacy we are expecting, and second thing is that against whom we want privacy, against whom we want security. So we should know pattern of intruder. By understanding pattern of intruder, by identifying the intruder, we can define the actual threat model. In the privacy risk model, it is a different than threat model. Privacy risk model mainly focuses on disclosing and sharing the information. While disclosing or sharing the information, privacy may get affected, and this risk associated with this processing is described in privacy risk model. Now in the defining the problem, we have to also focus on information flow. Two types of viewpoint are there while focusing on the information flow. First viewpoint is associated with organizational context. In the organizational context, we have to focus on two things. First one is the data sharer, second one is the data observer. And in the technology context, we will focus on technical issues. When I am saying we will focus on technical issues, that time we will focus on the mechanism that will collect the information and the mechanism which will process or handle that information. So by focusing on these two viewpoints, we can define the problem with great clarity. And with this clarity, that definition will help us to design the final solution of privacy. After that, we have to, in the third stage, and it is the last stage, we have to also focus on tools and technologies which we are going to use for providing privacy. We have to focus on security mechanism which we will use for privacy. Might possible that whenever we are using security mechanism, that mechanism is having lot of limitations. So while designing the privacy, and privacy policy, we have to focus on limitations associated with that mechanism. So we have to also focus on what kind of overlapping is there in multiple technologies. It is also possible that when we want privacy up to great extent, then we have to take help from many technologies. So this multiple technological convergence also creates some problems for providing privacy. Certain limitations are also associated with this multiple technologies coverage. Another thing is that data which we are going to collect also can create some challenges for the privacy and its solution. So the moral of the story is, before deploying the final solution, we should know limitation of our tool, technology and security mechanism which we are going to use for providing the privacy. Now, in the final stage, we will see summary of today's session. In today's session, we learn that we have to focus on each and every information. We should know, or we should take careful analysis of application use, users, information flow, privacy risk and technical options. Also, we have to focus on two aspects, that is privacy risk analysis and privacy impact assessment. At last stage, we have to focus on one more thing, that is technological solution and security mechanism. Whatever technological solutions and security mechanism we are using, but we have to also consider some challenges associated with the privacy because of many factors. Also, we have to focus on limitation of security mechanism and technological convergence. So at the end of this session, we have studied three important stages. First one is understanding your application. Second one is defining the problem. And third one is knowing the limitations of tools and technologies as well as security mechanism. All these three stages are really important to address various issues related to the privacy in UBCOM application. Thank you. Please watch this video carefully. Thank you one more time.